leelamrut Stories, Adhyay 1.
Shiv is a captivating literary masterpiece that takes readers on an enchanting journey into the divine realm of Lord Shiva, the embodiment of power, compassion, and spiritual transcendence. This remarkable holy book delves into the extraordinary tales of Shiva's divine play and provides profound understanding of his enigmatic persona. Through meticulously crafted narratives and vivid descriptions, Shiv unveils the awe inspiring adventures, trials, and triumphs of Lord Shiva. It delves into the cosmic dance of creation and destruction, the divine interventions, and the profound teachings that shape the mystical essence of Shiva. King Dashar and Queen Kalavati. As Dashara ventured out onto the gallery of his chamber, a delicate breeze welcomed him, conveying with it the sounds and fragrances of the city past. From this vantage point, he could see his rambling castle loosening up beneath him, its loftiness a demonstration of his riches and influence. As he watched down onto the city, he couldn't resist the opportunity to consider the occasions of the day, the pre-planned union with Kalavati, the wonderful princess of Kashi. It had been a political game plan, a fundamental move for both the Lord of Kashi, her dad, and his own realm. Dashar couldn't deny the fascination he felt towards his new lady, yet he realizes that their association was something beyond a question of the heart. It involved state or kingdom. Bashar, a relative of Yadu, was well referred to and regarded as an equitable ruler who represented with shrewdness and empathy. He was a mainstay of solidarity for his subjects, moreover his kin, giving them direction and security in the midst of hardship. His subjects admired him as a mentor who really focused profoundly on their prosperity and thriving. Kalavati was a young beautiful lady of extraordinary magnificence and virtue, being knowledgeable in each of the art expression from music and dance to painting and verse. She had legitimately proved her name. She would be an extraordinary sovereign and an ideal partner to Dashari. It was their wedding night, and Dashari had enthusiastically called upon Kalavati to come to his chambers. Dashar's chamber was a fantastic and lavish room, befitting the leader of a prosperous realm. The walls were decorated with perplexing carvings, plated with gold leaves, and hung with lavishly woven embroidered works of art portraying scenes of legendary clashes and extraordinary triumphs. The chamber was enlightened by various oil lights, projecting a warm sparkle that enlightened the room's numerous luxurious decorations. At the point of the chamber stood a huge four-banner bed hung with rich textures and cushions, fit for a lord. The room likewise flaunted an extraordinary chimney with a thundering fire that popped and gleamed, giving warmth during cold evenings. By and large, the lord's chamber was a position of extravagance and solace, a demonstration of the power and glory of the ruler who possessed it. As he restlessly hung tight for her appearance, he paced his chamber, incapably to quit pondering the stunning magnificence of his new lady of the hour. Her long, shiny hair flowed down her back in waves, the shade of 12 p.m. dark. Her almond-formed eyes were a profound brown, similar to rich earth, and they shimmered with insight and mind. Her skin was smooth and impeccable, with a characteristic shine that appeared to exude from the inside. Her features were sensitive and refined, with a little wonderful nose and a full, blushing lips. She held herself with a demeanor of effortlessness and polish, all her movements fluid. He was unable to stand by to hold her in his embrace. Notwithstanding, incredibly, Kalavati would not come. Grinning to himself, he figured out her humility and chose to go to her chambers himself. As Dashara cleared his path through the castle towards Kalavati's chamber, he went through a few rich corridors, each decorated with unpredictable embroidered works of art, sculptures, and compositions that portrayed the set of experiences and magnificence of his realm. The lobbies were lit by shining lights and luxurious ceiling pictures that cast moving shadows on the walls. The floors were made of clean marble, cool to the touch, and improved with delightful mats and covers of energetic varieties. Workers and retainers bowed consciously as they passed, recognized their lord's presence. As he proceeded with the passages, he could hear the delicate kind of music radiating from a far off room, the sound becoming stronger as he moved closer. With a full breath, the Ashara pushed open the entryway, uncovering the sovereign's serene chamber, lightened by delicate light from the scented oil lamps. There, in the focal point of the room, stood Kalavati, encompassed by a gathering of performers who were playing a tune that appeared to catch the quintessence of her magnificence and beauty. As she saw her ruler, she grinned brilliantly, inviting him into her safe haven. As Dashar entered, the workers and specialists left letting him and Kalavati alone. Dashar strolled towards Kalavati, his heart hustling. He couldn't resist the opportunity to respect her female hourglass figure that was highlighted by the exquisite silk sari she was wearing. Her long dark hair was flowing down her back in delicate waves, outlining her fragile face, and her full lips were somewhat separated, as though in expectation, passionate feelings for him. At the point when he at last held her hand, she attempted to pull away, yet he could experience the glow and delicate quality of her skin, and his heart skirted a thumb. As their eyes met, Kalavati's modesty melted away, and she experienced passionate feelings for him. At that point, Dashara pulled her nearby and embraced her, his long, solid arms folded over her, feeling the heaviness of the day at long last taken off his shoulders. As he kept on embracing her, her body developed hotter, yet she felt no distress. In any case, Dashara began to feel discomfort as a hot sensation spread all through his body. The sensation before long became agonizing and unbearable, and he hesitantly let her go from his hug. There were burns and blemishes on his body as 10,000 contemplations hustled through his psyche. Dashara's pulse soared. It might be said that they were being attacked. What kind of weapons were these? Was Kalavati harmed? Was this some type of dark enchantment or black magic? Immediately verified whether his cherished sovereign was fine and was feeling better to think that she is actually sound, in spite of the fact that apprehension and concern were carved all over. As he drew nearer to him, Rashar indeed felt searing intensity of hotness exuding from her body. Kalavati naturally comprehended what was occurring and stepped a couple of feet away from him, giving him a space to manage the unusual sensation. As Dashar's look followed Kalavati's move towards the bed, she proceeded to plunge down. However, he stayed standing, taking a gaze at her eagerly and hanging tight for a clarification about what just happened between them. Kalavati's tears rolled down her cheeks, shuddered as she thought. She was unable to bear the possibility that she had made torment to the absolute man she adored the most. She yearned towards him to embrace him and attend for his burns, yet going close to him would cause him much more agony. Such was the strength of Lord Shiva's name. The inquiry lingered palpably, weighty and pregnant with significance. Am I evil? Dashara asked Kalavati, his voice, with a power acquired through her japa sadhana and the beauty of her guru. Kalavati shut her eyes and murmured, yes, from the beginning. Dashara would completely accept that her thinking it was a dark enchantment or a black magic of some sort or another, and he questioned on the off chance that she was bamboozling him. In any case, as he investigated her eyes, his instinct let him know that she adored him and cared for him. Kalavati explained him that Japasadhana would acquit him of any sins, and Dashara besieged her to initiate the mantra to him. But that, as it his better half, she was not permitted in the scripture to perform this ritual. She recommended that they better follow the direction or path of Gargundi. As Dashara contacted, touched her cheek and wiped away her tears, she drew back, not having any desire to hurt him. That evening, she rested on the hard floor adjacent to him, supplicating quietly to Lord Shiva while Dashara stayed conscious, tortured by considerations of what the following day could bring. Understanding that she was unable to initiate her partner, Dashara into the consecrated Panchakshari mantra, as it was against the scriptural regulations. Kalavati recommended visiting the learned sage Gargmuni. The following morning, they set off on a mission to visit the incomparable Rishi and made sense of the circumstance, looking for his direction and help with tracking down an answer for the issue of Dashara's sins. The always merciful Gargmuni consented to initiate the ruler into the heavenly mantra and assist him with accomplishing exculpation. In the wake of playing out their obeisances to sage Garga, the ruler and sovereign performed their custom chant in the holy waters of Yamuna and offered prayers to Lord Shiva. Then, after being genuine or chaste, both of them, Gargmuni initiated the king into mantra. As Dashara recited the heavenly mantra, his body squirmed miserably as though being destroyed from the inside. Unexpectedly, the pores on his skin opened up, and from inside them arose a multitude of dark animals with extremely sharp bills and puncturing eyes. They were crows, disliked any crows anybody had at that point seen. Some were enormous to the point that their wingspan would occupy a whole room, while others were little and wriggling, their bodies wound and disfigured. They came spilling out of Dashara's body, shrieking and pawing with stunning force. As they tumbled to the ground, they turned to ashes. Indeed, even the most apathetic of spectators really wanted to withdraw with dismay and disdain. The sage clarified that the flight of each crow represented a transgression that Dashara had committed in his previous life, and their delivery implied that he was currently being pardoned of all his previous sins. These offenses included grave sins, for example, cow butcher, the homicide of a profound guru or teacher, disloyalty of the otherworldly expert or gurus and a companion or a friend, and discrimination while serving food. The strong mantra Om Namah Shivaya had the ability to excuse this multitude of sins and carry on with one to life of chastity and honor. Subsequent to getting inception and being acquitted of his transgressions, ruler Dashara prostrated himself before his guru, enhancing him with all the regard and veneration he merited. The ruler then at that point offered different sorts of adoring contributions, including fragrant blossoms, incense, and tasty desserts, to offer his thanks and commitment towards his otherworldly expert, his highly respected guru, at the point when Dashari embraced his darling Kalavati that night. She was astonished to observe that he was not generally burned by the brilliance of her body. As a matter of fact, he personally had become glowing, for his transgressions had been all exonerated and he had become temperate or cool. From that day onwards, his reign at absolutely no point in the future experienced dry season or drought. No lady turned into a widow, and all were honored with great well-being. Lord Shiva was prayed and loved in each home in the realm. The people who read, compose, pay attention to, and love the story of Dashara and Kalavati, while likewise shielding this old sacred test, will everlastingly partake in a satisfied day to live day life and get total security from Lord Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya.